chance I can take. I shiver, I shake. One could never realize there's a cold, hard girl behind those eyes. But it doesn't bother me, no, it doesn't bother me, no, it doesn't bother me, you see. As long as she wears her hair like that, as long as she sits like Betty sat.
Welcome to another edition of Interviewing the Legends. I'm Ray Shasho. This show is brought to you by my new book, The Liberty Code, available now at BookBaby and Amazon.com. In conjunction with the release of the newest album on July 11th, Pepper Tree Hill, the Boxmasters will follow off by kicking off a tour in the United States this month. This marks their 19th release as the ever-prolific J.D. Andrew and Billy Bob Thornton, a.k.a. Bud Thornton, showcase their love, as always, for the sounds of the 60s and the inspiration of their studio on an album called Pepper Tree Hill. Abbey Road was the studio. The Beatles recorded their album, Abbey Road, in and are a huge influence on us, says Bud. In a way, since our studio is called Pepper Tree Hill, you could say this is our Abbey Road. And you can hear odes to our influences, the British invasion, including the Beatles, Badfinger, the Kinks, etc. Joining the Boxmasters on the title cut, Pepper Tree Hill, is the legendary trumpeter and bandleader Herb Alpert. The Boxmasters have performed on the Grand Ole Opry in 2015, and in 2023, the Boxmasters fulfilled a lifelong dream of playing the Cavern Club in Liverpool. Boxmasters will be performing locally August 15th at the Capitol Theater in Clearwater. Please welcome Billy Joe Thornton, a.k.a. Bud Thornton, and J.D. Andrew of the Boxmasters to Interviewing the Legends. Hello, guys.
How are you?
First of all, I want to say happy birthday, Billy.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that already. It didn't take long. My wife asked me what I wanted for my birthday. I said, absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I know. I was feeling. My wife's birthday is August 15th, 1955. You guys are close.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We got a mutual friend, Jim Dandy Mangrum. He's been on the show several times. Great guy. He's in my book, my second book. And he actually reminded me of my father-in-law. My father-in-law is from Kentucky. And my favorite hero of all time is from Little Rock. And I'm from Baltimore originally. And you're a baseball player, so you probably know Brooks Robinson.
Oh, yeah. The best gift I ever got in my life, a girlfriend of mine asked me, what would you get for Christmas? You have anything in the world.
Right.
I said I would want an autographed Brooks Robinson glove.
Awesome.
Because, you know, most times you get a baseball or a bat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with Brooks, you got to have the mitt.
That's right.
and
absolutely.
And sure enough, Christmas morning it was there.
Oh, you got it. Cool.
And it said, you know, it signed to me and said from a big fan, Brooks Robinson. I'm thinking Brooks Robinson knows who I am. That's pretty amazing.
Everybody knows who you are, man. I actually did a dream week, a fantasy camp with the Orioles in 1990, and I got to play with Brooks, which, you know, it was a dream come true, man.
Unreal.
Yeah. I want to talk right off the bat about the album. Okay, I love the album, by the way. It's great. It's a lot of fun. Here's what I have to say about it. Okay, here's my review. Pepper Tree Hill by Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters spotlights incredible lyrical content, musical prowess, and inspiring nostalgia. It's one of those albums that you're going to want to listen to over and over again. I gave it 5 stars. I really liked it.
Oh, wow.
Well,
That's awesome.
yeah, thank you. I
Thank you
mean,
very much.
you definitely tapped into, things that are important to us.
Hmm.
The you know, you we make the songs usually be as pop. It doesn't matter what the subject matter is. Usually we make the songs as poppy and happy sounding as we
Sure.
can. And usually the lyrics are super dark. And so this record, there's a bit more hope in this record. It's, almost a positive lyrically,
Hmm.
on a kind of thing throughout. And, a good part of that is the comfort and security and, freedom that we have in Pepper Tree Hill.
Hmm.
It's, I mean, we can do anything we want there. It's really a dream come true. I mean, of mine to have a studio
Hmm.
where we can record anything we want and have basically everything is just ready to go.
Sure.
You walk in, you throw a couple of power switches, you turn the lights on, and you can record a song. And it's just a matter of going over and it's like, okay, I'm going to play the keyboard. Billy's going to go play the drums.
Hmm.
Okay, it's time to play guitar. And it literally, it's like if the inspiration is there, we can just jump on whatever instrument we're thinking of at the time. And it's it I don't know. It's just so inspiring that we have a place where we have
Sure.
that safety, that we can do weird stuff without people going, oh, what do they think they're doing? They can't play that. I mean, we've gotten some stuff like Billy bought this instrument and it's featured on the song My Girl.
Right, which is a great
uh,
song. Yeah.
yeah, I love this song.
Right.
So Billy bought this thing called the Guitorgan.
Hmm.
He saw a video about it, and it's this weird guitar that is a synthesizer slash, transistor organ in a guitar. And we don't really know how to play it because it's kind of like a guitar, but you only really have to use one hand.
Yep.
And it's really strange. And I thought it was kind of be the dumbest thing that, could ever play. It's like, why would you do that? We've got continental organs, we've got guitars. Why would we need something that combines the two? And it turned out it's like this is the greatest instrument that we've
We love
ever
it.
heard.
They made
And
them in the 70s.
yeah,
They don't make them anymore.
Yeah. It.
I remember doing a video of me just playing a little tune
Right.
on, and I sent it to like every guy I know in LA who are musician friends of ours. It was like, dude, you got to listen to this. Watch this video.
Huh.
It was like one of those things you see on YouTube that's a demonstration video. I sent
Right.
friends.
yeah. But if we were sitting in a studio paying by the hour, would I want to sit there for 10 hours trying to figure out how to get a sound out of this
Yeah.
thing? Well, it's stuff like we have the ability now that we don't have a clock. We can, if I want to play
Hmm.
organ part and take 3 days to do it, then we can. I mean, we're very impatient and we don't do that, but we have the ability. And,
Sure.
we don't feel, we've been doing this for so long
A
together
while. Yeah.
that, that we don't have, we're not self-conscious about, oh, I don't want him to hear me like really
Hmm.
play like I've never played an instrument before. Or, Billy sits in a chair 2 feet from me while I'm singing harmony vocals in the
Right.
control where it's only my voice. Like he's not hearing the song. It's
Hmm.
me singing in the room with headphones on, and he's sitting there, and I'm like trying to come. I'm like, what? I don't know what notes these are. And it's like, and I don't, it's like we don't care. It's,
Ye- A,
there's,
a lot of
we,
people that reviewed this album say you had a mellotron. Is that
Yeah,
the instrument you're talking about, or you do have a mellotron?
we do have a
oh yeah,
Mellotron.
no, it's,
Oh,
we have,
okay.
it's not an old one with the actual tapes. They're
Right.
the new version that's an actual like computer or something. Yeah, we bring the Mellotron on the road because it's, something that just has a
Hmm.
sound that you can't really
Hmm.
fake. So, those things, it's just
Yeah.
we feel comfortable basically, letting our guard down and just playing whatever we can try, or
Well,
telling each other
you
like,
must
oh,
have
hey,
had
let's
a
try
lot of
something else.
fun
Well, we
recording
have,
this album because it's the music you guys grew up with and I grew up with, Best
oh,
music in the world was in the 60s, you
Oh, for
know.
sure. There's no, I always tell people music started, back for me in the mid 50s
Hmm.
and ended in the mid 70s.
Yeah,
So, and not to sound like the old guy, but it's just true.
it is true.
And uh if you were to take a piece of paper and write down the people who'll be legends 100 years from now who started after say 1980,
Right.
yeah, there's a few, but then
Not
but
many.
but if you did that from 1975 back to 1955, you
Right.
don't have paper in your house to write them down.
That's true.
You know,
That's why I'm doing what I'm doing because I've really concentrated on all the 60s guys. And I've
right.
done it. I've interviewed all the guys from the 60s and 70s, and I'm just having a ball doing it.
Well, that's awesome. You
Yeah.
ought to listen to, we did a record. Sometimes JD and I make too many records, so the label will only put out one a year.
Right.
And so what we do with the ones that we make that we want to get out there, because we
Hmm.
play songs live from them sometimes, is we'll just put them out available only on our website and at the shows.
Okay.
But we still print them up. I mean, there's still albums and vinyl on them. And if you get a chance, look up a record of ours called Boxmasters 66,
Okay.
because we set out to make kind of a Boxmasters record that was as if we were in 1966 and we were a garage band.
Awesome.
And it's a pretty good record, and we play a couple of songs off of it live. So that
Okay.
if you're into the 60s, I
Oh
think
yeah,
you
big
might like
time.
that record. Yeah.
Definitely. I was actually a top 40 DJ in the 70s.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
those
Music
guys
was still
so well.
good. We still had a good hit list back then.
it's, well,
Nice.
we talk about this all the time. You know, when we were growing up, DJs were rock stars.
Hmm.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
they were our heroes because
That's
we
right.
heard them every second of every day on the radio. Like,
Yep.
oh, we had the morning guys and the afternoon guys and the night
Right.
guys. Everybody had their own thing, and we were all excited to hear them. And then if we went to a concert and they came out and
Hmm.
introduced the band,
It was a
it
big
was like
deal.
I'm getting
Yeah.
shivers thinking about, that stuff of
Yeah.
come out and be like, hey, it's Doc Holliday from AY, whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
Little Rock had Doc Holliday, who was the daytime guy,
Uh-huh.
and Clyde Clifford, who was the underground after midnight guy.
Right,
And
right.
that's where we would hear all that. I mean, Clyde Clifford would play an entire side of Eat a Peach or something.
Mm.
You know.
yeah, they were just, I mean, when I went to college, I was like, I think, I wanted something to do with music, but I didn't want to be a music major
Hmm.
or thing like that. And so,
Yeah.
it's like, they have a radio and TV thing you can do. Great. I'll go do that. Really, I
Yeah.
had no intention of being a DJ,
Yeah.
but, it was just, it's like, it was the closest thing to
Mhm.
recording that I
Sure.
could do at Kansas State University.
Mm.
But, but
Well, you're living your dream now.
I mean, DJs were just so, so important
Yeah.
to us. And it's so, such a bummer that it's like, oh, you got
Well,
stations
it's
that
all
don't have
corporate
any
now,
DJs. Yeah. Yeah. They just have a
iHeartRadio owns
playlist.
mega stations, it's
They
not a
just have a list
community
of
thing
songs they
anymore.
play, and then they have
Yeah.
a guy that sits in a room and is the DJ for every station in the country.
And they play the same crap over and over again.
Yeah.
know?
Well, you know what we're trying to do is, I mean, one of the messages we're trying to get out there to people, and we talk about it live sometimes, uh, is, we're on a campaign to get new rock and roll stations. I mean, because right now, what happens, as you very well know, is if you're listening to the classic rock stations, well, I mean, these bands are still out there making records. I
Sure.
mean, Top and Styx or whoever it is,
That's right.
and they have no place to play their new records. They sell them on the road,
I agree.
and there needs to be a station, or plenty of them, really, but
Yeah.
where these bands, these classic rock bands, can still put new music out on the radio, and
Yep.
that doesn't exist. Because if you listen to the classic rock station, if it's ZZ Top, it's Tush or LaGrange.
The same stuff.
The same couple of songs from Boston, the same couple from these guys.
100%.
We just need original
Yeah.
rock and roll to come back.
I interviewed Dave Mason, and I said, "You got a new album coming out?" And he says, "What for? Who's gonna listen to it?
Right.
I can't play it anywhere."
Yeah. No,
You
it's
know?
It's absolutely true. I mean, the main reason to make records and then especially to press them on vinyl is to sign them and sell them at your website or on your website or at the merch table.
That's right.
Because, people want to have a souvenir, and especially the vinyl, it's a big, basically a poster,
Yep.
people could sit on their shelf or, put it in a
Yeah.
frame, put on the wall. And I mean, we still listen to them. I mean, the Pepper Tree Hill vinyl pressing is the best vinyl that we've ever done.
Mhm.
Like the sound of it is incredible. I was
Yeah.
so excited when I put that on. It's like I called Billy and it's like, dude, I don't know what Eric did this time, our mastering guy, but this is incredible.
Mhm.
And it's still really important to us, the whole thing, the packaging, the sequencing, the
Sure.
mastering, the mixing, everything.
Well, I want to talk about the album a little bit.
But yeah, it's so important to us. And I,
Sure.
it's like we wish, I mean, we're getting a dozen spins a week on this record,
Right. I'm going to promote the hell out of it, man.
But it'd be great if, everybody, like if there was a way that people heard new
I
rock and
agree.
roll,
Hey, this campaign of yours, if you need an extra DJ somewhere, let me know.
You got it.
All
We need
right.
all the help we can get.
I'm
exactly.
a trained DJ. I went to broadcasting school, CBS. So,
Right.
All right.
yeah, I've been around a while. So some of the reviewers, I guess you got a new genre here. They're calling your genre Mod Billy. It combines rockabilly, country, and British invasion.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of came up with that name
Oh,
and
did you?
that record, back, when that was the 2008, 2009 release that
I
we
like
did.
that.
And, it's what we called the record and, combining mod music and hillbilly music.
Yeah,
And,
it's a new genre.
so, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we were doing in that time,
Yep.
dressing like a mod band, playing, insane hillbilly music. Uh,
Who wrote most of the songs on the album?
On Pepper Tree Hill,
Yeah,
what JD and I write them together.
together. Okay.
I think every song on there was just us on them. Maybe
we
Brad
might have,
was-
yeah, Brad Davis played on Pepper Tree Hill as
Mhm.
well as
Right.
Herb on that. And I
he
think
may have-
that's the only song that Brad played on this record. But
but I don't think
I don't know if he wrote,
Yeah, I don't
you know
think
what? Our engineer, Kyle
Mhm.
Kyle Stevens was our engineer. He was our assistant engineer back when he used to record at A&M Studios.
Right.
And at one point there was a night that Billy was around and and I left town or something. And so we had Kyle come over and
Mhm.
cut the basic tracks, and he kind of helped Billy with the music on it, I guess,
Right.
down enough that anyway, I put Kyle's name on the song. So I think Kyle has a co-writing credit.
I'm going to
He-
go over some tracks. All right.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cloud Nine, very 60s, of course. It's a good very good track for radio play. If, like you said, if radio was only normal, you know, actually a lot of these tracks would have been great radio plays, in my opinion. Um, here's an observation for you. Okay. Let me see which song was it? Yeah, this one here. Ship Shape and Bristol Fashion. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That's one
But
of our.
listen to this. You know who would be great singing this tune? Joan Jett. It sounds like one of her
Oh
songs in
yeah.
a way,
Right.
right?
Yeah. 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 Joan's great. Yeah. She'd be great. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it'd be perfect. I'm friends with her record company, Blackheart Records. Want me to send it to them?
cut
Please.
on a Joan Jett record. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
It-
Hip Shape and Bristol Fashion. There was a woman I know back in LA who's from England. And one day I was dressed up for some kind of interview or something like that. And she said, well, you're looking ship shape and Bristol fashion. I said, what does that mean? And then she told me the story of how when the sailors would come into port, and they
right.
were biffed up to go into town, and people called it, they looked ship shape and Bristol fashion because Bristol was, I guess, is where they would land, and all that kind of
Right.
stuff. And so that just came out of that. But we have two songs. One is called She Looks Like Betty Page
Mm-hmm.
from an early album. And so both those songs are the same subject, which is it's a woman who is so ridiculously beautiful
Mm-hmm.
that you don't even care that she's not nice. It's like, it's about I don't care. She looks like Betty Page, and this from Bristol fashion. It's like this is happens to be about a woman, or if Joan Jett's singing it, it's about a
Mm-hmm.
man or a
Right.
woman or whatever. But these days, I mean,
Oh, probably a woman.
and so. But it's about someone who's just really arrogant and full of themselves. But that's okay. She's ship-shape in Bristol fashion.
I love it.
What
It's
that's
great.
really about.
One comment on Pepper Tree Hill. I love the song. Of course, Herb Alpert's on there. It's kind of a whimsical track. It's almost gearing towards psychedelic,
Right.
kind of like Strawberry Fields. I wanted to hear a little bit more of that psychedelic, kind of like in the Beatles when they did the cello backwards, they played it backwards.
Sure.
That would have been cool if you guys did that.
Yeah, you're right. It would be. At the time, we had, I guess maybe because Herb played trumpet on it, we are trying to keep it.
Right.
That song actually was in a way sort of like our Penny Lane. It's like Penny Lane is just a song about the childhood memories they had
Hmm.
around Penny Lane there, and so this is Pepper Tree Hill is describing the property and how it's a muse for us, and the inspiration we get around the studio,
Right.
and the hill and the pepper trees and the squirrels and the crows and everything else. It's just a song like Penny Lane saying, "Here's where we make our music, and we're inspired here,"
Yeah,
basically.
the lyrics are great, and a little more psychedelia, and you're almost there with Strawberry Fields or
Right.
Tomorrow Never Knows. You're headed that way. I know that.
Right. Yeah, we got some coming up actually that are going to involve some of that type of thing.
Yeah. You guys
Yeah.
can do any genre. It's amazing. I mean, if you
Well,
want
I
to
mean,
do heavy
We
metal, you
don't,
can do heavy metal.
yeah, we just don't, I mean, if we were doing the same thing every record,
I agree.
the same instruments, the same songwriting, inspirations or all that, we would have not made it this long because we're
Hmm.
both far too, um,
ADD.
yeah, I was trying to think of, yeah, we both, it's like we can't, it's like once something's done, it's like we move on,
Right.
it's on to the next. It's like, what can we create next? It's, and what can we do that's different than what we've done before? We're
Right.
always shooting to do something
Yeah.
new. Like, that's
Yeah.
why we have different weird instruments show up.
Why
It's like
not?
something
Beatles did it.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, we
Yeah.
need something that'll inspire us. And if it's just one little thing, one little different sound that's like, oh, and we start off on the path, following that, we follow that muse, whatever, is
Hmm.
happening, whatever's in the air, we're going to explore it. And whether or not, it's fruitful, we'll see what happens.
See what
But,
happens.
we're just not, excuse me, not content to sit
Sure.
and, you know, be
Yeah.
bored.
That's why you've been
Can't
making
be
music so
boring.
long. Yeah. You know what's a big hit, in my opinion? Um, Feels Like Peace.
Yeah.
That's a hit,
You know
you
what? I'm glad
know?
you said that. I'm so happy you said that. It may be my favorite song on the record.
The
And
guitar sounds like the Ventures a little bit, right?
from it,
Talk about this one, and because the lyrics are incredible, you know. What talk about the inception of the song?
well, that song was sometimes a song would come to me just like walking around the house, like a melody or something come
Hmm.
along and some words. And I literally started singing that chorus. Yeah, it feels like peace. It feels like air. I,
Right.
I, it was one of those days when I just felt happy about everything. And I was thinking, why are people up each other's asses so much?
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
know.
it's like, let's
Yeah.
just kind of, you know, hang out. I mean, everything's okay, kind of like, like especially in your own life, if things are going okay at that time, you can help other people from a place of happiness much
Hmm.
easier than you can when you're down and low yourself. And so if you can kind of keep yourself aware that, you know what, I've got my family, I love my family. JD and I have a great band that we've been in together nearly 20 years.
Exactly.
About to go on tour. We're opening for the Who. It's like, what,
That's
why
incredible.
would, why would, why would, you be upset about anything? And
Right.
then it allows you to help other people, through
Hmm.
things. And so this is essentially just like, get the chip off your shoulder, man. It's like,
Love it.
uh, realize what you have. Life's about what you have, not about
Yeah.
what you don't have.
And life's
You
so
know,
short, you know.
yeah. And so that's really what that song's about. And it's got a little bit of an anthemic chorus, like, the kind of thing that an audience could maybe clue into and sing along,
Hmm.
like a Rolling Stone with Dylan or,
Right.
one of those kind of songs. And uh so we actually added that just last night. We're up here in St. Augustine rehearsing, and we added that song to the set list this year. So we'll be playing that over in Clearwater,
Oh,
actually.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's funny. Yeah, I get the Spotify, like monthly update, you
Right.
know. Oh, you've got this many listeners, and
Hmm.
then it'll say, your most streamed tracks. And so we put out three songs, the label put out Pepper Tree Hill,
Hmm.
Babe, and Cloud Nine is kind
Right.
of preliminary pre-release singles, but Feels Like Peace is the song that gets the most streams.
Mhm.
And so that means, people are listening to the record and they're not just going, oh, I heard that one,
Right.
or, that means they're listening to the record and they're
Sure.
going, through it. And then they hear that song and they go, oh, I want to hear it again. And man, that is a good feeling
Well,
for us. It's,
like I said,
listen to
the album, you want to listen to it over and over again. It's that kind of album.
it.
Really is. Then you got My Girl, which is kind of bubblegum, which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, featuring the Gatorgan on
Yeah, the
it's
Gatorgan song, My
Yeah.
first
Girl.
release of the Gatorgan.
Yeah. And that's really written for my daughter. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So it's not sometimes you see a title like that. Of course, there was the famous song, My Girl, but
Hmm.
uh, sometimes you see a title and or the idea, and everybody assumes it's a romantic,
Right.
real. But in this case, it was actually about my 20-year-old daughter. So
Oh.
Well, we have a lot of songs that
yeah,
sound like they're romantic and that Billy's
Hmm.
written about his daughter.
yeah,
Right.
And it's it's extra satisfying, when we have songs that are about the kids or the family that
Sure.
aren't, they sound like they're just a boy girl song, but
Yeah.
they're not. And all these songs that have, different meanings that maybe are, they mean something to us and they sound like something else to everybody else. And,
Sure.
that's just super
Love it.
satisfying to have those little bits. And it's like, oh, I know who this song's about.
In Change has some nice guitar licks in it.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
We did write that one with Brad.
Okay.
Brad Davis.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We were writing some other songs we did a record with Brad that's one of our unfinished, well, it's finished, but unreleased records. And yeah, we were writing a song and I think we'd just gotten back from England
Yeah.
and just met Eric Burden
Yeah.
and
How's
had a
Eric
nice
doing?
time.
I know Eric. I've had
Yeah.
him on the show, and he's a really nice guy.
Yeah. We just cut a song for him. He's got a new album he's putting
You're
together.
kidding me? Really? I thought he was retiring, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't think
he's
he can.
Yeah, I think he
I
wants
think
to
it's
keep
just
doing
he
it.
just wants to sing.
Good for
part of
him.
it.
Did you meet his
So
wife?
Oh yeah, yeah, Mariana, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, awesome.
Good for him.
But
exactly.
but yeah, uh, that's the thing is in Change. Like if you listen to it again and look at the
Mhm.
lyrics,
Right.
it'll all become clear to you what that song is about. What it's about is anytime you're down,
Right.
and about the very subject you were just talking about, which is how music has changed over the years and we still hang on to the old music.
That's right.
And but the song is basically saying, well, that's okay, that music's still there. So anytime you bitch about, current day stuff, that music's right there. What do
Right.
you do? Go put that record on there. And so in that song, it has Beatle references. It's got Eric Burden reference. An animal went to war,
Mm-hmm.
went from animals to war, and so it's about dragging along your history with you and letting it give you comfort in times that are not maybe your favorite.
Man, if I didn't have the music, I would have never made it all these
Yeah.
years, Got me through high school, some rough times. I'm telling you, man. Well, the album's great. Like I said, 5 stars. I love it. I'm going to promote the hell out of it. I know now. You guys still using Vox amps?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
That's
I
awesome,
mean,
man.
we
Just like
have a
the
wall
Beatles.
of them. We have a
Yeah.
wall of them on stage. I mean, it's all because
Yeah.
of the Beatles. It's like that was the thing. And we started off the band kind of being a Fender band,
Right.
but we always wanted to have those Vox amps on stage. And so when we kind of, kicked back, we saw what Billy Gibbons was doing with all his stacks
Hmm.
of amps on the stage. And we're like, we want to do that because, Billy is always very adamant and, us as well. But, he's always saying, like, I don't want to see a marble stage with no equipment on it.
Right.
I want to see roadies with flashlights. I want to have gear on the stage. We want to, and so we saw that ZZ Top stage and it's like,
Hmm.
it'd be great to have, a wall of amps like that.
Yeah.
So we started talking and Kirk McKim was like, oh yeah, I know a guy at this one amp company. And so we met with the guy from this amp company and started talking about it. It's like, well, basically we want AC30s on stage.
Yeah.
We want stuff that sounds like an AC30. If it can look like an AC30, great. That would be even better. But, I know your company does its thing, but we want AC30s.
Hmm.
And the guy was like, well, that our company is distributed by the same company as Vox. Do you want to just meet the Vox guy? And we're like, yes, please. And so we did, and we met with, our Vox guy, Tom,
Very
and,
cool.
it's like, okay, well, we want to make a wall of AC30s back there. And so,
Yeah, my first
now
amp
it's
was
like
a
the
Vox.
first, the first, now it's a wall of Vox right in the center.
Yeah.
We made the stage. So, the amps are featured and
You used to
You
have to put them
sound is
together.
coming through them and all that,
You said your first amp was a box?
Was a Vox, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think somebody put it together for me because You had to put them together.
It was like that French car that you could get the kit in the mail and
Yeah.
car and everything.
Yeah.
I don't think they were great.
That's crazy.
But yeah, we like the old school stuff. I mean,
Me too. Yeah.
it's like we have Vox,
We have Vox,
play
Ludwig, and an
Ludwig
Ampeg.
drums.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
basically Beatles stuff.
Yeah. It's all Beatles stuff, man.
Yeah.
You ever meet any of the Beatles?
Yes, I know Paul McCartney fairly well,
Oh, okay, cool.
and I talked to Ringo. Well, no, I didn't talk to Ringo on the phone. I talked to Joe Walsh, who
Mm.
asked Ringo a question for me. That's as close as I got to Ringo. But
Yep.
I got to meet Ringo because I get to work on a session with him and Jerry Lee Lewis one time.
oh well, I didn't know that. Yeah, he was. Yeah, and Paul's a very nice guy. I
Hmm.
mean, so down to earth and everything. And we used to record at A&M for years before we got Pepper Tree Hill, and uh, Paul and I had lunch together a few times because he and I both eat kind of vegetarian,
Right, right.
and so we connected on that. And but he's
Awesome.
up nice, yeah.
Maybe he'll do a guest spot on one of your next albums. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, in our dreams. I wish I wish that would happen. That would be amazing.
I got as close as I interviewed Pete Best,
Oh,
and I met him at his show, and Julian Lennon. I had
yeah.
him on the show. Yeah, he sounded exactly like John, man.
It's wild,
It's
isn't it?
amazing.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know Julie, I mean, pretty
Yeah.
well. And we used to hang out together over to Sunset Marquee in LA.
Right.
And every now and then it just kind of catches you off guard. You're just hanging out with a buddy of yours, and then you look over and it's like John Lennon, right? It's weird because he looks like him, he sounds like
He
him,
does.
and but then when he made his records, I think he does a lot of art these days.
Photography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've always seen him
But
in the gallery at
Mhm.
the Marquee. That's
his
Where's always
records,
been.
he had his own thing.
I was a big fan of his music.
Yeah, me
You know?
too.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Well, are you guys excited about the Who?
Oh yeah. Well, excited and it's daunting at the same time. I mean,
Yeah,
uh,
I'm getting nervous real fast.
we've opened for a lot of big names,
I
but
saw that. I saw that.
the thing about it is, I
Yeah.
mean, Steve Miller, Elvis Costello, ZZ Top, all those people, and we've been doing it for years. And we played on huge stages in front of a lot of people. We opened up for Kid Rock one time in Milwaukee, and there's
Mhm.
200,000 people there. It was like
Jeez.
a big festival thing, right?
Right.
Biker rally, actually. And
Mhm.
so we've done that, but this, spiritually is a big deal because you have the Stones and the Beatles and the Who. That's the top
Mm.
three of all time. So the fact that this is a band that we listened to as kids
That's
and
right.
saw on Ed Sullivan and all this kind of stuff, and then if somebody told me when I was in my band at 16 that someday we'd be in Miami opening for the Who,
Yeah.
I would you need to go to an institution, but it's nerve-wracking and thrilling, and we're so appreciative and humbled by the opportunity to do this. Yeah, and so if we can get through it in our 50 minutes and don't bone anything too bad, because we don't usually get, I mean, if we bone something on stage, you'll hear it because we don't have
Right.
any trickery.
There's
And
no click tracks, there's no playback tracks.
Right.
so
It's all you.
5 guys on the stage
Yeah.
counting a song off.
It's the way it
and
should be.
hopefully making it to the end.
Maybe you'll blow them away.
oh, that,
We don't. Yeah, I mean, we got 2 nights with him.
Yeah,
and,
you never know. He's having issues, Roger.
right, yeah, we know Roger. And,
Yeah. I know he's
and
having some issues.
thing is, he did the shows with the Who didn't come because of the Who. Roger actually sent a message to me saying, "Oh, this is amazing! I saw you guys
cool.
are opening for us." So it wasn't like they got us on there.
Right.
And I've met Pete a couple of times and
Hmm.
and know Roger fairly well, and so it'll be good to see them, and maybe we'll maybe if we booger something up, they'll forgive us. But we're very thrilled to be doing this, and like I said, very humbled and feel
Oh,
blessed.
it's fantastic. I think it's awesome. I know Kenny.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Kenny's been on the show.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, he's a good guy. The Boxmasters name, tell me if this is right or not. Did it originate, is it a piece of Southern slang referring to someone who is known for being a playboy or ladies' man? Is that true?
Well, there are two stories.
Okay.
There's the official story, and then there's the story that you tell on a talk show.
All right.
And the story on the talk show is we loved the Box Tops, which we did.
Okay.
And we wanted a name that sounded 60s, and it
Mhm.
was something's always, right? And
Sure.
so the Boxmasters just sounded like a 60s name, and all this part's true. And the logo was those words are perfect for a 60s looking logo.
Right.
And then so Box comes from Box Tops, and Masters was, remember the dog on the RCA records
Oh,
with
yeah.
the
Sure.
phonograph thing, and it said his
Yeah.
master's voice. So Box Masters from the
Cool.
RCA. Yeah.
See, somebody tried to spin, something else into it. I don't know where they got that from, but
Right.
it's sounding good, I
You
guess.
mean reality?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Southern slang referring to
that's the
someone who is,
talk show version. But
yeah.
I mean, our old drummer,
Yeah, Mike
rest in
Bruce.
peace,
Yeah.
Mike Bubba Bruce. He was
Right.
the one who, he was from Alabama, and
Mm.
he had a banjo tattooed on his knee because he was from Alabama. But Bubba was really the kind of heart and soul of the band, in the first go round of the first 4 or 5 years.
Right.
I mean, he was the drummer live. He was such
It was
such a happy dude,
Yeah.
amazing drummer, and just I mean he was the best.
Mm.
And he had a
When did
terrible-
he pass away? When was
He-
that?
He passed away recently,
Oh,
but
really? I'm sorry to hear that.
what happened was he was in a terrible motorcycle accident,
Jeez.
and it essentially left him unable to play really much anymore. And so
Yeah.
that broke all of his face up. He had to have eye operations and stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
wow.
but obviously we kept in touch with him over the years.
Well,
and
he
would come
he
out.
came out. Yeah, he came out. He still came on the road with us for
Huh.
several tours.
Right.
I mean, he was never the same,
Right.
but that spirit was there, and we just
Mhm.
loved having him around us.
Yeah.
Anyway, he named us the Boxmasters.
He used
Did
to
he?
call. Yeah, he was the one that had Boxmasters the name in his back
Yeah.
pocket, and
Cool.
so we tried coming up with a different name, but
Mm-hmm.
Billy had used the Boxmasters in a stenciled on a drum head,
Oh, yeah.
in his solo days,
Yep.
and so
So we were kind of already
so
called
it's like
Boxmasters.
it was like, well, we've already got this. He's like, I've already got this name. What do you think about us being the Boxmasters? And it's like, great.
Well, at one point,
It sounds excellent.
At one point, my daughter Bella, she couldn't say helicopter, and this when she was a little bitty kid. And so, right before we decided on the Boxmasters, we were going to name the band after what she called a helicopter, which was a hobcopter. So originally we were going to be the Hobcopters. I'm kind of glad we didn't do that. And Bella also, when she grew up, she just said, "I'm so glad you didn't name it after what my, little kid stuff."
I know. My daughter is named Michelle, and my son used to call her Cha Cha, and we
Right.
still call her Cha Cha.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, I know.
Names are born.
Some of the other great songs you guys have put out there, and some of my favorites, "The Poorhouse," which is more or less country. "I'll Give You a Ring." You did Sylvia's Mother. That was a good cover. I had Dennis LeCourrier on the show. He's a great guy. Do you know Dennis from?
No, I don't. I met those guys years ago because I used to work as a roadie, and I did a show with them.
Did you really? You're a roadie too, huh?
Oh yeah, for a
Cool.
lot. But I did a show with them, but I was with the sound company, so I didn't
Right.
really know them. But I always loved those guys, that whole band.
Me too.
My mom even liked them.
It's cool how they transitioned from what they did. And Dennis told me they weren't making any money until disco hit.
Yeah.
And then, they got with the program with the disco songs. So yeah. Emily, that's another great song, which is now there's a story about Emily, right?
Yeah, my brother Jimmy, who passed away at 30 years old in
Right.
19, he wrote Emily, and it was about a waitress in Houston,
Mm-hmm.
and just that he just admired from afar, but never quite,
I know. I
up
did
to
that a
mark.
lot.
Yeah. But yeah, we've started every show in with this band all these years with Emily.
Really?
We start every show with Emily. And
Yeah, I don't think we've ever played a show without.
yeah,
Ah, how about
Yeah.
that?
yeah.
It's a
It-
great tune, man. It really is. Your solo stuff is great too, man. Angelina, that's a favorite of mine.
oh, cool.
Yeah, you're great at solo artists too. Um,
Yeah,
I don't want to encourage.
I've been trying for years to get him to like because I'm the business guy of the band.
Right.
And so I'm like, hey, let's make another solo record so we can put out two records,
Yeah,
at the same time or
it's a good
at
idea.
during a year. But I think, Billy's so much more comfortable in a band.
Hmm.
It's like he just wants to be in a band. It's like he
Right.
doesn't want to be the front guy, or be the name of the band. And so it's like begrudgingly, let him have it. It's like fine, we'll just be this band.
But
You got so many great comments on Starlight Lounge with, is it Holly Lamar, that duo you did?
we did that duet. Holly and Dwight Yoakam and I wrote that
Really? Dwight Yoakam, huh?
a long time ago. Yeah, and yeah, Holly did a great job on it. We did a video of it. It was just this very sad sort of video. Uh, but uh, I think the solo stuff actually led to the Boxmasters because JD came to work on Beautiful Door, which was my last solo album before the Boxmasters, and JD came to work on it as an engineer, and that's how we formed the Box. So that record means a lot to us, and I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to that one, but it's my
I mean,
my favorite of the solo records.
Mhm.
and that record, like if you looked at that and then you look at, some of the stuff that we've done more recently, I
Right.
mean, it really is kind of the same-ish thing,
Hmm.
Brad Davis playing guitar and um, me and Lee Sklar basically we're the same guy, I think,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah, that
Yeah,
record was just me and Lee Sklar and Teddy Andreadis
Nice.
and Brad Davis, just the four of us. Yeah.
Nice. I love
I,
all your
I
stuff,
played
man.
an aspirin
Really
bottle
do.
on it though.
An aspirin bottle.
I played an aspirin bottle shaker on it and on one song. But
Billy, I want to
it's
some things about your past a lot of people probably don't know. Didn't you work with Porter Wagner at one time
Yeah,
well, that was
it was for one
not that
night.
long ago.
as a drummer?
Yeah, Marty Stewart called me one night,
Oh, I love Marty Stewart, man. He's great.
and he called me and he said, call Dwight, tell him to bring a bass tomorrow night to the Henry Fonda Theater. He said, Porter Wagner has never played LA in all of his career. He played in California, but he never played LA. He was opening for Nico Case
Right.
at the Henry Fonda Theater. And Marty said, just bring a snare drum and a cymbal and some brushes and tell Dwight to bring a bass. I said, Dwight doesn't play bass. He goes, he'll be fine. And because we're playing stuff like Green Green Grass of Home and stuff like that. So we didn't have to rehearse with Porter
Right.
Wagner because it's like, it's pretty simple stuff for me to do on drums and for Dwight to,
Hmm.
and but I guess pretty much any guitar player like Dwight can, play bass, at least you know where the notes are. So
Right.
we showed up, and I thought, well, I've got to wear one of those sparkly westerns.
Yeah.
Sort of way. So I had a couple of them,
Did you?
Manuel suits. So I wore my Manuel suit, and I told Dwight on the phone, I said, we got to deck out, because uh, we're the wagon masters tonight. So we got to come out there looking right with
Right.
Porter. And of course, Porter had a purple, beautiful, sparkly, and Marty did too. And I said,
Yeah.
Dwight, you're gonna, wear your rig, right? And he said, "Oh yeah, of course, we got to do that." Well, Dwight shows up in a jean jacket and jeans. I'm like, boogered the whole thing up.
I thought he said he had a Manuel suit in the trunk of his car too.
Did he?
From what I remember that night, but he wore his jean jacket.
Yeah,
I still remember that show, that like the sound that Marty would get out of a mandolin
that's crazy.
was the most magical sounding thing, for that tiny of an instrument that sounds like just a blinking
Yeah.
little box, that he could make the sound that he does come out of that thing is mind-boggling.
He's my favorite.
I'd call Marty legend, right? Legend.
Huh?
I'd call Marty legend, right? He's one of those
Oh, yeah.
legends. Yeah. Today's
Yeah.
legend.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's my favorite mandolin player of all time.
Yeah. He's incredible.
If he would have just instead of being a front man artist,
Mhm.
mainstream country singer, I mean,
Yeah.
he really could have been one of the greatest just session players or greatest
Oh, yeah.
side
I agree.
would have
Oh,
done
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He probably could have been bigger than he actually even became, and people would just heard more of his playing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It really is incredible, the things he can do, and on a guitar, mandolin,
Sure.
all that. It's nuts. We got to open for Marty in Chicago
Awesome.
a few years ago, and with the Superlatives, and all of those guys, Kenny and
Kenny Vaughn.
what's the Scruggs, Chris, right?
Yeah.
Chris,
and then Harry Stanson on
man,
drums.
those guys
Mhm.
are some of the best
Oh
musicians
yeah.
alive
Definitely.
at this
Definitely.
point. They're all together in a band and just tear 'em up.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's music that I think goes over a lot of people's head, like how
Mhm.
intricate, how much music is going on the stage.
All those guys from Nashville are
Those
superb
guys,
players.
the cream of the crop.
Yeah,
And,
I agree.
we had a great night with them.
Yep.
And,
Billy, what about Trace Hombres? Your
Oh,
ZZ
yeah.
Top thing, huh?
That was years and years ago.
Yeah. Well, Billy Gibbons liked it.
Uh, this would have been, 80, 81, somewhere in there. It's like around 1980. And me and Mike and Nick Ship, we had a band at the time. We used to be nothing doing. We were a 5-piece band, and I was a singer.
Right.
But people blew up like in Spinal Tap, and then finally they said, "Well, why don't you just play drums? You're a drummer." So we became a 3-piece. We played original music, but we played a few ZZ Top songs. And we're playing a club called Cardi's in Houston, which is not there anymore. And a guy named Scott Weiss, who had his own talent agency called Electric Artists, came backstage afterward, and he said, because at the time we were called the Ship Brothers Blues Band, I think, something really original. And so Scott came back there and he said, how would you guys like to be a ZZ Top tribute act? And back they didn't have those. Nowadays they have a tribute to everybody, but back then that was a new thing. And we said, well, what does that mean? They said, well, you just play their songs and look like them and do a similar stage thing. And we said, one of the guys said, well, what do we get out of that? And he said, how much are you making tonight? And we said, $300. He said, how'd you like to make $1,500?
Oh, wow.
I said, we'd like that very much. So that's how that came about. And we did it for a couple of years.
Huh.
So it was, matter of fact, we did a show with, in Lake Charles, Louisiana at the Coliseum. We opened for Humble Pie and Black Oak, Arkansas.
Really? I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
with when we were Trace Hombres. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That night we didn't play any of the ZZ Top stuff. We just played the original
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Steve Marriott there at the time with Humble Pie? Really?
Steve Marriott was still the singer.
Yeah. He's one of my
Yeah, he
heroes.
had broken his ankle, and he had
Huh.
a cast on.
Mm.
And so the whole show, he sat on one of those kind of high stools and he kind of leaned against it.
Right.
He was a little guy,
Yeah.
uh, but he was just as great as ever.
Huh.
We stood on the side of the stage and watched the Humble Pie show because
Yeah.
we'd opened for Black Oak several times over
Right.
but Humble Pie, I was like, wow, because I grew up on Rockin' the Fillmore, that record, that double live album, Fillmore East.
I don't need no doctor.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You know. You know who does a great version of that? Beth Hart.
Does she really?
Yeah, a really good version of that.
Of that?
She's got the voice, kind of like Steve.
Teddy played with Beth, right?
Yeah, Teddy played with Beth.
Yeah.
Tal,
Yeah.
there's this guy, Tal Hertzberg. He was
Mhm.
a recording engineer that I worked for a lot, but he also worked on private radio, I think, or
Yeah.
one of those early solo records. But he was a bass player and he played with Beth Hart.
Yeah.
And it's just always funny how, it's like
Yeah.
how we're all tied together,
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
in weird ways. And,
Yeah.
but
Why not?
it's funny. It's like we meet some people that, maybe we've never met them,
Mhm.
but we've known, people that know them. And all of a sudden you meet them and it's like you've been friends for,
Yep.
their whole lives. And
I call a lot of these rock stars that I've interviewed over the years friends. And when they
Yeah.
pass away, man, I get really depressed.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, there have been some that really hit us hard, like
Yeah.
really close with John Prine.
Right.
And, that was devastating, as well as Christopherson. And,
Mhm.
Well, I mean, we were on tour when Dusty passed.
yeah, Dusty was
And,
one of my best buddies.
It's, that, when Billy wakes me up at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever time it was, I know it's not for a good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's devastating. You wake up and it's like all of a sudden it's like one of your heroes and friends is gone.
Yeah.
And it's like,
It's
you know,
hard. It really is.
Billy and
you know?
Dusty were, like best of friends. And it was especially hard to deal with.
Mhm.
And, but it's like, it's just, I understand it's part of getting old, but to have all of your heroes passing, kind of all at the same time is
Yeah. Man, Ozzy affected a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know?
Lemmy and Ozzy. Yeah.
yeah. And Billy was, friends with Ozzy and
Really?
if only, there's a story that is so horrifying, but
I'll tell you
it's got to
I'll
be
tell you
the
off
record.
camera sometime the story of maybe one of the greatest rock and roll Ozzy stories ever.
Really?
It involved me and my son. But by the way, are you coming to the Clearwater show?
I'd like to.
How far away are you?
40 minutes.
You got to come.
Yeah, come hang out with us.
We'll just get your credentials and everything.
All right. If you can do that, that'll be great. I'll cover the show for you and
we know
get
a guy.
pictures and stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah. I know the people there. I cover a lot of shows there.
What's that?
Yeah. I cover a lot of shows over there in
Yeah.
Clearwater at Capitol Theater.
We'll put your name down on our guest list. And would it be just you, or you want more than one?
Me and Mark Weaver. He's my photographer. This way we can
Okay.
cover the show for you.
That's
Okay.
perfect. Well,
Yeah.
we'll just put it in your name plus one.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That'd be
and
great.
We'll get you the credentials and all that.
Okay. I appreciate that. I'll be there then.
Cool.
Awesome.
Here's a question I ask everybody. I get some very interesting answers. Okay. If you had a Field of Dreams wish like the movie, which is one of my favorite movies, to perform or collaborate with anyone from the past or present, who would that be? And you can't say Paul McCartney.
Okay.
That's like the number one answer.
Is it really?
Yeah.
If I could collaborate with someone from past or present who's not necessarily alive now,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They can be
mine would be John Lennon.
John Lennon.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's just this I think Lennon would have gotten my lyrics. You know, I think he would.
That's a
Yeah,
good answer.
you know, I don't even know that I'd want to collaborate with, but I just want to sit in the same room while he's working. But Brian Wilson,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I don't think, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do anything. I would just have to
Hmm.
sit there and just soak it in, and maybe, maybe eventually I'd be able to, help out in some way.
Right.
But really,
Yeah.
I
Good
mean,
answers.
that's, for me, just I've learned most of what I do just by sitting in the same room
Hmm.
with a lot of people,
Sure.
recording engineers and producers and other musicians, just sitting there soaking in what they're doing. I mean, I learned so much from Brad Davis, just sitting there across the
Right.
room while he's playing guitar, and it's like, oh, you just kind of just soak in that sound, and all of a sudden it becomes part of your
I
thing. It's
agree. I
all of it.
agree.
All these guys, it's like you sit there and you just watch them do their thing.
Yeah.
It just kind of penetrates you in a way, and all of a sudden becomes part of you. And it's a really
You
weird thing.
can't say that anymore publicly.
I understand. But yeah, it's I think just sitting in a room listening to Brian Wilson make a song would be, I mean, beyond a master class, as they call it, these days. It would just
Exactly.
be life changing.
Well, we're looking forward to the tour. I do want to say special thanks to Lucine. Is that how you pronounce her name? Is it Lucine
I would like to
of
say we don't really know.
RCPMK? Right.
We think we've heard it said Lucina, but
Lucina? Okay.
yeah, we've she works for Billy's had his publicist Arnold Robinson for
Right.
30,
27, 28 years.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
a long time. But and Lucina's worked for him the last few years,
Okay.
so we've never actually met her in person.
Really?
Find out exactly how you say her
Very
name.
nice.
We've talked to her on the phone a bunch of times, and
Mm,
we email each other daily.
right.
But but yeah, I mean, everybody in the office, Rogers and Cowan,
Yeah.
uh,
Right.
fabulous. And Arnold's one of the greatest guys to have on our side,
Yep.
ever.
He's no Brian Wilson, though.
He's not Brian Wilson, but but Arnold,
Yeah.
he's he's got our back, if you know what I
Sure.
mean.
That's important.
He will get in a fist fight in a bar, if necessary.
Good.
And you would think that if you meet Arnold, you wouldn't really think, oh, this guy's he's gonna, you know,
Protect us.
ruckus in this, tiny bar, but he will stand up for himself and others.
Yeah.
Very
We
happy
must
about
be
that.
up near an airbase or something. I'm sorry about the roar because these airplanes keep taking off. I think
Okay. No problem.
It's better than the generator that was going off a little while.
I do want to say purchase the new album by the Boxmasters entitled Pepper Tree Hill. It's available. I would say go to your official store. Is that a good place to
Yeah,
go?
and especially, I mean,
It's
so
on Amazon too.
here's one thing that
Hmm.
people should know. If they buy it from our store
Right.
at our shows, they will get the not messed up cover. So
Okay.
the first printing of the record went out with the artwork um, being moved or shrunk or something, so it
Hmm.
doesn't fit on the record properly.
Okay.
they're
Steve,
collector's items.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
definitely.
are collector's items. But I've got a, here's a glamorous behind the scenes rock and roll thing that you don't get to see. I'm going to be sitting in our rehearsal space, um, switching out the covers for 1,000 copies of this vinyl record.
Okay.
Because the cover was shrunk. So it's like I had to have new ones printed.
Right.
Showed up a couple days ago, and then the vinyl shows up tomorrow, that I shipped from my house. And so
Yeah.
while sitting there, making the rest of the band members open up records,
Hmm.
out the sleeve, and put the sleeve in the other
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be painful.
Well, you got your official
And then we'll
website,
find it all.
But he wants to know where to get the records.
That'd be www.theboxmasters.com.
Boxmaster. I was just going to say that your official website. You guys are
Social.
on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, of course. Check out all the music.
Yeah, and it's
Um,
always, people we're idiots, and we're really not good at social media. And there used to be just the Boxmasters. Like you go to the Boxmasters
right.
on Instagram or Facebook. Well, between us and our old website guy, the passwords all got forgotten.
Mhm.
And so we couldn't log in, so we had to start new accounts. So now it's like the official Boxmasters or stuff like that. So it's always funny getting tagged. And Billy doesn't do social media, so any account that you
Mhm.
might see out there in the world says, "Oh, Billy Bob Thornton," like especially misspelled name, his name misspelled is always a good indicator that it's
Yeah.
someone that's not actually Billy. And it will never be Billy because he
I
can't
know.
work the computer.
I don't know anything about, if I had a knife to my neck and they said, post something, so you're gonna have to kill me. 'Cause I don't know how.
Just don't want to do it.
I don't know how.
Well, August 15th in Clearwater at the Capitol Theater. It's going to be wonderful. We're all looking forward to that. One Hollywood question here for Billy. What I understand, Landman Season 2 is scheduled to premiere November 17th. Is that true? Is that what you've heard?
I heard the 16th, but
The
somewhere
16th? Okay.
somewhere in there, yeah.
We love that show, man.
Good, good.
That's a big hit. And we're really looking forward to, season 2.
Well, but yeah, it does come out the middle of November. And
Awesome.
I just thought of something. You said your wife's birthday is August 15th.
Yeah, August 15th.
That's the day we play Clearwater. So
I know. It's all right. We'll work around that.
Yeah, bring her if you want.
Oh, I can bring her. Yeah, she'll like that. She'd love to meet you.
All right, I'm adding her to
So
the
it's
list.
you plus 2. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I'll bring Mark, my photographer, so we can,
And
I'll review the show for you.
And
I'm good at that.
with your wife,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Looking forward to it, man. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
buddy.
We appreciate it as well.
Enjoy St. Augustine while you're there.
We'll do it.
Thanks, Ray.
All right. Take care.
See you, buddy.
Bye-bye.